Hello, welcome back to Gracious Agenda YouTube channel, the only channel will give you a chance to showcase your talents and learn from elites in different careers. So today we are joined by a multi-talented artist. She's going to be telling us what she has been doing, what her journey has been like, and how she plans to go further ahead. So karibuni. Hi,
Hi.
karibu, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite.
It is a pleasure to be here.
Kindly introduce yourself.
Um, my name is Rita Shivifom. My stage name is Ready. RED exclamation mark on the E. I am a 29-year-old performing and recording artist. Uh, Majorly, I deal with music, dance, acting, and poetry. Yeah.
It's true what they say that the black skin never breaks. I would never imagine it. You are 29. For real. Now that one, I could give that to you. So
Yeah.
when did you realize your passion in singing?
Okay. So I've always been in the arts from a
Okay.
long time, from a young age. My dad is a musician.
Wow.
Richard Hadambi, I don't know how many people know him, but he is a current choral director,
Mhm.
and he has been for a really long time.
Mm.
So from him, I got to experience different types of music. So when I started experiencing music, I experienced it first from him. He used to wake up us in the morning, like on Sundays, with hymns. And like he booms them up in the house. The whole house is just music all over. And then after a while, I started getting into actual music, and then he took me to a piano teacher. Her name is Audrey Rahedi, and she's the one who taught me piano from grade 1 up to grade 4. And after that, I've just been interested in music. I've been doing music in school when they come for presentations for school, for like prize giving days and whatnot. And then from there, then I just kept doing it.
Okay. And then when we were talking before we started before we began the interview, you told me that you are a multi-talented artist. So
Yes.
could you expound on that?
Okay.
So are you told me you can dance and
Yeah.
other things.
Okay, yeah. So as I said, I'm a performing and recording artist.
Yes.
So in the performing side, I deal a lot with acting, dancing, singing live performances, and poetry. So different kinds of poetry, just like general poetry, spoken word. It depends on where the mood is going on the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was doing my homework, obviously before the interview, I went through your page and I saw that you dance a lot. You are so confident. So how do you go about that? Or do you remember your first performance?
Like generally in my entire life, or like
No, like your first performance where you probably got paid.
oh yeah.
How was it? Kindly tell us.
Okay, so because Kenya is a crazy place. The first performance I was paid 300 shillings.
Oh,
Okay?
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I enjoy the art. Okay? So when I was doing it, I wasn't really thinking of the money. Then I knew I was doing it professionally, but I was doing it more to expose myself more than to be paid. And for me, the exposure itself was more payment than the payment. So the first time I performed, I have a friend, his name is Chikamai. And him and a bunch of us, we came together and we came up with a show. It's called Meetup. It was his idea, and he brought it up, and he was like, "You guys come and let's perform and let's bring people and let's just be artists." So then we went and we did like a whole. We worked on it. We worked on the show, and then we performed. And then from there. At first, when I started performing, I was doing covers. Because
Everyone does that.
Yeah. I wasn't confident in my kinds of music. I have been told time and time again that my kind of music is very un-Kenyan.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
I refuse to.
Sorry, I wouldn't say that. But
Yeah.
when I was listening to your song, The Addicted One, I could say, like, this girl is so talented. You say, I wonder if people who are watching normally see what I'm seeing in artists. So I gave it to someone to listen to your song, and then they said you sound like Elamai. And then I was like, no, she's a friend who I'm about to go and interview. And then they said, this one is perfect. I wish Kenyans saw what I see in artists, so continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, like that's it. So like because of that, I got very afraid of doing my own thing
Mm.
because it felt as if people don't understand that I still have also my Kenyan roots. You get,
Mm.
because people think like you wake up in the morning and you listen to Beyonce and Kelly Rowland, and they forget that we also listened to Wahoo and Sanai and Lady S, you know, and those are like the people I wanted to be like before I wanted to be like Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. So that has influenced my music and how I did it. And so from there, it was like, oh, so I can actually do this thing.
Okay.
And I just went ahead.
So, when talking about your first performance, how did you prepare for that, or did your friends influence how confident you are on stage? Because I've seen you are like wild, and I love it.
Okay, yeah. I try not to let people influence my performance because I am the one who knows what I want my audience to feel. So the best thing I can do is maybe like the most I do is when I have a performance to do, I think about it, I write it down, I go through it in my head. Once I have it in my head, at least then I can try and execute it. So when I start to execute it, of course, there are now things that will come in. You'll be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't move like that. Like, oh, maybe if I do this, it's not going to come out the way I want it to come out. Or maybe there's a move I wanted to try and it just is not coming out the way it should come out. So those are the things that really influence how I'll do a performance. At the same time, sometimes maybe like the first time I performed, I was worried because, like I said, when I was growing up, people's words really influenced the way I presented myself. So when I started, people used to tell me, you have a loud voice, you have like powerful voice. But they didn't used to say powerful. They used to say, your voice is too loud. So so I used to want to minimize it, to make it softer, you know, to I don't know, entice people's ears, you know, fit to people's palate. But then with time, I've realized I have my uniqueness. And so sometimes I forget because when I'm on stage, even when people tell me, oh, it was too loud, when I get on stage, I forget. I completely forget and I just let myself be free. Because like the stage is home. I don't know. It fills me. I can start something and I'm very anxious, but when I get on stage, it's like the anxiety just kind of melts away.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how did you transition from doing covers to writing your own music?
So I was from my friends. Yeah. So Chikamai came up and said he had a song he wanted to do. And then he said, would you like to write a verse on it? And I was like, oh, because it's not like I didn't used to write my own songs. I just never used to share.
Okay.
Yeah, I never used to feel like people will like it or even want to listen to it in the first place. So when Chikamai asked me to co-write, I felt honored, honestly. I felt like, oh, someone has seen maybe something.
Yeah.
And I was worried that I would ruin it. But we co-wrote and it came out really nice. And one of these days we'll release the song. And I don't know, it was a really nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always it's always good to find those people who bring out the
The
good in
best,
you,
yeah.
people who see something that you're not seeing in yourself.
Exactly.
Those are the kinds of people you should surround yourself with, rather than those who tell you you're so loud, you're too slow, you're too fast. Okay. So tell us about your other profession. I know you are a nurse. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah. Okay. So, my music also influences my nursing.
Okay.
So if you come to where I work, a lot of people know me as the artist of where I work.
Okay.
So so there are times where me being a singer at work has actually helped people. My dad always believes that music is medicine. So because whenever you have a sound in you and you give it to someone to comfort them, it actually works. Like either you will distract the patient and then it will be easier, or you'll just mellow out the mood. So even if it was like chaos, it suddenly becomes a bit more manageable, you know. And I find that there's some places I went and I end up singing. It's just a thing I end up doing.
Mm.
And people will be like, Risha, you're making noise, you know?
Mm.
But I thank God where I am right now. I don't have that. In fact, people appreciate it. People get shocked when I come and I don't sing
Mm.
during my shift, and they actually ask about it.
Mm.
And it feels nice to be able to use both my nursing skills to bring comfort to someone and also my music skills all at the same time.
So, are you like all those other nurses? Not all of them, because kuna wenye ni wazuri. We saw like the dancing nurse who
Yes.
trended, but also this kind of nurses who are very rude in hospitals.
Yeah.
People fear them because of that rudeness, kuattack watu.
True.
Do you have such kind of colleagues where you work? Or if someone was like that, how would you advise them to like love their work? Because me, I feel like they don't love their work.
I feel like people really don't understand that nurses all over love being nurses.
Okay.
That's like the funniest part about being in this career. Even when you find that really rude person, they actually enjoy
so
being a nurse.
What about the rudeness?
So like I like to explain to people that we know where we are in our country right now, the crisis with everything. Now imagine that nurses have been having this crisis for 20 years. It's just like, just imagine that, okay? We've been short-staffed, we've been underpaid, we've been underappreciated. People don't even consider a nurse. You go to a hospital and nurses are the ones doing everything for you, but when you leave, you turn to the doctor.
Yeah.
You get nurses are the ones that spend the most time with you, but you don't take your time to even be polite to them, because sometimes a patient comes in and they're rude. And as much as we want to stay in that professionalism, when you're understaffed, you're overworked, you're underpaid, automatically at some point you'll blow up, you know? And so I think that influences the way nurses do, you know, deal with their patients and everything. But at the same time, I would encourage nurses to develop professionalism, an essence of professionalism. Be an actress, okay? Just remember that when you're there, you're not you, you are a nurse, okay? It minimizes a lot, like when a patient is reacting, maybe because they're in pain or maybe because they're anxious or whatever, and it minimizes their impact. You stop looking at their reaction as personal. And it's just a patient who's in pain and they are reacting, you know? It's not a patient who's in pain reacting to me. Yes, and it changes the perspective of it, I think. For me at least. I hope it might help other people.
Okay. So how do you manage being a nurse with all that chaos and also being a musician? Because you also need to perform here and there. So how do you manage all that?
I can only say, honestly say, I balance work-life balance, because I'm not just a nurse and I'm not just a musician. I'm a nurse, I'm a musician, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. I am a friend, okay? I'm an aunt, you know? And all these people do need me. My work needs me. My life needs me. And I need myself.
Yeah.
You get? And the whole essence, I have to say, scheduling is really important. Scheduling helps a lot, because when you know that you're on night shift on these days, then you know you can schedule a performance on these days.
Okay.
When you know you have work on this other side, then you know you can come and have an off day on this day and rest, you know? And like rest is also really important. Yeah. So like scheduling, number one, I would say scheduling.
Yeah.
Number two, keeping the spirit. Because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I go for night shift and then I have a performance. And I can't go and be like, oh, my performance was bad because I was on night shift. No, because it's still a work. I honestly hate it when people say I'm doing music. Oh, like, ni vizuri kukua naka side thing, you know? And it's like, no, music is also my career and it's as important to me as nursing is. And maybe there are people who eventually might want me to choose one.
Yeah.
But for as long as possible, I'm going to push it. I am going to push it and do both until I can't do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were talking, you told me about residence programs that you are part of. Is that something you'd like to talk about?
Yeah.
I didn't understand what that is all about.
So a residence program And I would advise, by the way, Kenyan artists, anyone who's like listening and you're an artist and you want to get into the field, residence programs are everywhere. We have online, we have physical residences, we have blended residences where we have online and being there physically. And they really help a lot. You get to network, you get to meet people who have done things you haven't done.
Okay.
You get to be mentored.
Okay.
You get to actually work in your skill and have time to grow it. So like the first time I did a residency, I didn't know what it was. So it was led by Jukwa Arts Production. The person who is the producer is called Caroline Gorobi, and she has been a life changer in my life.
Okay.
When I joined the residency, I was still living in my shell. Let me say that. I was still living in the Rita, you cannot be everything you are, because everything you are makes people uncomfortable. Okay. You're too loud, you're too much, you're too active. You get. So when I joined, that's how I was. And I remember working on the residency because it's called Bahari Huru program. So they have a residency program, and then when you're done, you perform at the Bahari Huru Festival.
Okay.
So when they did it the first time, I was really excited about it, and we were the second cohort. So they had been like a previous cohort, and then
So
now
it's
we were
like
coming
they
next.
sign artists or something like that.
Not really. It's not a signing. So like a residency is not a signing. You apply, you get accepted, you come in, and then you work with other artists to come up with a project while you're also being mentored, while you're also growing in your
Or
art.
does it probably need someone to pay to join?
No. I haven't seen residencies that require you to pay, but some, like, some you have to travel, so you might have to like take care of accommodation on the other
Okay.
side, and yeah. But some of them actually pay you, which is good. Like that one, that was a program
Are
that
they
actually paid us.
available only in Mombasa or
Yes,
Nairobi?
unfortunately for now,
Oh.
because the program is actually what you work on currently was about marine life and conservation of the blue economy and sustenance of the blue economy. So that's the project you get to work on. You have to work on a project that basically in the end tells people that you should conserve marine life and sustain the blue economy. So it was tough in the first place because can you imagine someone telling you to come and write a whole song about fish? Okay. And like honestly, it looks funny when you think about it. You're like, see, you're a musician, you should write it until you get there. But they don't just want you to write about fish. They want you to write factual things about fish. So it has to be factual and it has to be entertaining. Okay.
In my mind, I'm thinking, Pole, Samaki, Pole. That wouldn't pass. Okay.
It would though. You get the point? Yes, because it
Okay.
depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
Exactly. It could be in the middle of the theater. So when I started the residency program, my project was on Yemaya. So Yemaya is an ocean goddess. Her origin is West Africa, and I think it's among the Yoruba people. I'm not 100% sure. I forget right now. I did a whole research about it, but right now I forget a bit. But she is currently worshipped now. Okay. And I liked that about it because what I wanted to do was I wanted to encourage women in the blue economy. I wanted to get more women to come into the blue economy. And I was thinking they always say a woman is the giver of life.
Okay.
And as the mother of the ocean, if I was to link that to my science, they say like evolution started in the water. Okay. And if Yemaya is the goddess of the ocean, that makes her literally our goddess.
Okay.
And I wanted to pull that up. I wanted to pull her as a powerful being, controlled by no one, come here to tell you what are you doing to the blue economy? What are you doing to my home? Because her home is the ocean. And so I picked her as a character, and so that's the character I played. There were other also projects, so we were working into other people's projects. So I'll work as Yemaya, but then in the other play I'll be something else, and then in the other thing I'll be something else. Yeah, and it was really good because I got to work with so many artists. There's an artist called Martina Ayoro. There's one called Masifuria bin Mabakuli, but his name is John Mumba. We worked with Paita the poet. His name is Paita actually, also known as Heavenly Sent. I worked with Azuz, ADKZ. also known as Juma Ali.
Mm.
I worked with a painter. We had a painter. Her name was Sandra. Who else did I work with?
So they pick a variety
Yeah, it's a
of
variety of talents, yes.
Okay.
And then you all come in and you work, and then we did the project, and it was so good because we got to travel also to different places like Kilifi and all that, and we just spread the whole word, and it was so nice to have people really embrace the message. It was really good actually to like do something and then people actually give you feedback and like, oh, you actually got what I was trying to say. It was really nice.
Yeah. So tell us about Addicted, and then we go to My Body, the song.
Oh, so Addicted. Um,
Unaweza tumbia kidogo.
okay. Baby, baby, baby.
Choosing the beat. Baby, 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 when you come a little closer, you make me feel, you make me feel. Baby, I'm drowning, I'm tiptoeing head over water. You make me feel like I can't breathe. I can't, baby, I'm gonna feel you. I'm gonna feel like I'm crazy. Ooh, baby, I just can't get you out of my mind. I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted to you.
So
That's Addicted.
yeah,
I
I loved it. I loved it,
I'm
but
so
I
glad.
felt like My Body has a message. Please tell us about your song, My Body. I felt like it has a message to so many women, especially in this era of social media. People are being bullied. Mara uko mrefu, uko mfupi, uko mnono, umekonda, sijui nini. Like, tell us about it.
Okay, so when I was growing up, I was a very masculine girl. I liked that about myself, but other people didn't, you see. And when you grow up with people who tell you that you're not beautiful because you're masculine, so it's
Like-
not because your face is not beautiful. No, no, no. Because you're masculine, it makes you forget the beauty you have. So even when someone goes like, "Oh, you're beautiful," you're like,
Unataka nini?
Unataka nini exactly. So it made me very self-conscious, and then I found that I also do that to people. Okay? Sometimes I have good intentions. Maybe I'm walking up to you, and maybe you're obese. I think I'm having good intentions by coming to go like, "Hi, maybe you should exercise." I'm thinking I'm coming in my good intentions, but maybe there's so many people who told you how ugly you are because of that. And now what I'm adding is just like I'm adding into the negativity, even though my intention is not to be negative. But at the same time, who am I to tell you what to do with your body? You know, you are who you are, and you're as beautiful as you are. However, you let yourself be, get healthy or unhealthy. We are all walking around with our own issues.
Yeah.
So who am I to tell you? And so my body, you know.
So you feel like people shouldn't like care much about other people's body.
Yeah,
Like mwili ya
care
wengine,
about your own.
mwili ya wengine na kuashia nini
Yeah.
na sio umebeba. But I feel
Exactly.
like people like really get bullied. Hata kama you had plans of like being in fashion, unaambiwa with that weight.
Which is funny because now we have plus body size, you know, modeling. So it's like honestly, who is telling you? Nah, because sometimes people are not even fat. Okay, we have big women, like really big women. What are you going to tell them? To go skinny? How? To cut their muscles? How?
People are going to the extent of doing miracles just to look in certain ways to be accepted. But I think it shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
So tell us some of the challenges you faced, probably as a nurse while also a performing artist. Zote too.
Okay. I think my major challenge is on the artist side, because on the nursing side, as long as you come into your shifts and as long as you're working as a good nurse, nobody really bothers that much with your outside life. But as an artist, whenever I tell people I'm a nurse and I'm actually working as a nurse, it makes people feel like I don't have time to give to my art, which sometimes is true. But I feel like that's undermining me, honestly. It's underestimating me.
Yeah.
It's you are deciding my time for me, and you haven't
deciding what you should
you're
do for
deciding
you.
what my time is going to do. I plan my time, And so if I tell you I'm an artist and I'm a nurse, it is just so that I can prepare you that my schedule might be a bit unpredictable. But we can work to a predictable schedule to both achieve what we need to achieve. I think also it doesn't, when I'm an artist, it doesn't really hit people that I'm a nurse. And I think that offends me sometimes. It's like, do I not look like I'm professional enough, you know? But at the same time, I think I get it. Because when I'm in the persona that I'm in as an artist, it doesn't really build medical professional, you know. But yeah, I think those are the major challenges that I've had.
What about the, like, you do good music? That one I can attest to that. The addicted, like, really made me addicted to it. So how about the fact that probably you can do as much music as you can, but in Kenya you don't easily go viral, you don't easily get supported. How about that?
I think Kenyans don't like their people.
Say that again.
Sad to say it. Kenyans don't like their people. Okay. I was personally told, okay, by an artist in Tanzania that major Tanzanian artists, not even major, Tanzanian artists, whenever they break out, people go to their shows just to support them. Because remember, when you're sitting in the radio listening to this person's really good music, this person has to eat. This person is not making this music for fun. This is a career. This is their work. When you're waking up, when I'm Jengo, you get. And when they do that, you are the one who consumes it. So if you don't make time to go to your cousin's show, who is a bad rapper, how will your cousin become a good rapper? You get? Because they need to keep doing it for them to get to where they need to get to. If you don't wake up in the morning and support your father in going to play guitar in the streets, you get, who's going to support you? If we don't support our Kenyan artists now, if we don't push them, if we don't make them feel like they cannot quit because we are waiting for them to produce the next piece of music, what do you mean you're quitting? You get, they'll also be motivated to work harder. And at this age and time, it's even easier. All you have to do is follow someone's TikTok page, YouTube. Honestly,
hiyo ndio watu
honestly,
viral, that's when people can be interested. Oh, na nilimuona na nilikuwa namjua.
Yeah. So we need to make our Kenyans viral. We can't wait for someone in States to come and make a Kenyan viral. Because that's what we do. We are waiting for people out of the country to come and go like, oh, Reddy is such a great artist. I should sign her. Why are you not signing us? Why are we not making an industry? Why are we not making a career out of arts? You know? So like, I think that's actually also now when like we bring that up is why I like the core care program, because core care aims to do that. And so I'm hoping by the time we're done with that residency program, we'll be able to actually be artists in an industry. We have built a proper name for ourselves, you know? Yeah.
And if I were to appreciate some who are helping out, I saw the other day Otile Brown, I don't know if you saw that, he said he needs a female artist to mentor. So
right. Oh, I should apply.
Yeah, that's good on his side, because I feel like people should uplift others. Hautabaki kileleni miaka yote, like so you should try that out. He said as long as you know Kiswahili, you speak Swahili. What should your fans expect from you right now? Are you doing something?
Yes. So the last time I talked to my fans about my album, the one that Addicted is in, I had wanted to release the whole album, but
you can talk to them.
But life happens. Yeah,
this one.
Life happens, and I decided to hold that album. Okay, so then now I'm working on a new one. It's called Direct and Original, and it's coming in 2 phases. Each phase has 6 songs each. So we have the direct phase and the original phase. And at the moment, I am very close to releasing one of the songs from the album. I will be releasing them 1 song at a time. So be on the lookout for the song. There's a song coming out. It's called Legeza. And it was tough. My God, it was tough to write it.
Kwa nini ya kudance Legeza? Kiuno.
I would like to keep you waiting. I'm
Go
not
out
gonna lie. Yeah, I would love to keep you waiting.
Okay.
I promise you that it's really good. It's when I was writing it, it made me feel proud to be a Kenyan artist to write that. So I can assure you that if you liked Addicted, you will love this. It's a mix of Kenyan vibe, it's an Afro fusion kind of thing, and yeah.
So kindly remind them where they should go find your music.
Okay. On YouTube, I am ready. RED exclamation mark E ready, not red E ready.
Umesema uniandike, ni sawa.
No, because a lot of people read my name on my songs and they say Red E.
Yeah.
And it's not Red E. I'm not Red E. I'm ready.
Mm.
The exclamation mark is supposed to be an upside down I. Creativity, people, you know?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Pole.
So yeah, so Ready on YouTube. At the moment, you probably will need to search Ready and Addicted for you to find me on YouTube because I'm not viral yet. Yeah. And then on Instagram, it's red.e official. On TikTok, it's also red.e official. I'm not on Twitter and I'm not on Facebook, but also on Spotify, Boomplay, and all other sites where you can listen to music. I am ready. RED exclamation mark play.
So thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
It has been a very wonderful interview because you gave me positive vibes before you even met. So I'm really grateful for that.
Awesome.
Any other closing remarks you'd like to say before I close the show?
For the artists,
Yeah.
be yourself, my friends. Be yourself. Nobody's gonna be you. You can be only you. You can want to be like Beyonce. You can want to be like Sanaipei. And by the way, I love you guys so much. But you can only be you yourself. So, yeah. For those who want to support me and my artistry, I am accepting money gifts. Via Pochi. My Pochi La Biashara is 0714 737435. 0714 737435.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. It has been wonderful having Ready on the show. She's really inspirational. You can reach out to her YouTube and go and subscribe. Instagram, go and follow her. Also, you can talk to her. She knows about nursing, music, and also if you want to support her, check out the number she has given you. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, kindly subscribe and also use the number down below. Thank you so much. Let us meet in the next video.